Hello AC Universe and welcome to Canada Crossing. My name is Danny and today we have a very special collab video just for you. Now during the month of February you're able to purchase these Festivale items in your Nook's Cranny, and every island is assigned a certain color variant. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you what you can do with the blue variant in a CityCore island. And my friends will be using different colors with different themes. We spun the wheel and automatically assigned ourselves a random variation. My friend Mum's Crossing will be using the rainbow variant and she'll be doing a fairy core build. Sweet Magnolia Sarah will be using the red variant and doing a tropicore build. And Honeyland Horizon was randomly chosen the green and she's doing forest core, which leaves me with the blue doing CityCore. So, let's go have a look. Alright, so we're gonna get started with the build here. I'd already laid down the road path just to make things easier. I will have any custom design codes I use in the description below, so make sure to check that out. But basically what I was doing here is just creating a CityCore backdrop. And what will be really cool about this video, if I could speak properly, will be that it will give you kind of easy kind of CityCore for beginners step as well. So if you ever wanted to kind of toy with the idea of CityCore, this is kind of a basic main street, if you will, so you can kind of get some ideas on what to do there. So not only are we going to be using the Festivale items, which will be really cool, but it's also going to show you how to make a very simple, yet, you know, I think looks pretty cool in the end, CityCore build. So hopefully it's kind of going to be a 2-for-1 deal for you. So I'm going to just start creating a bunch of different little buildings to make our backdrop. And luckily, since the 2.0 update, we've had a lot of options to make buildings, a lot more options of ways to make buildings, I should say. And these, you know, medieval walls and the storefronts obviously work perfect. We're going to disguise them up a little bit so they don't look so out of place for a cityscape. But overall, it definitely works a lot better than what we used to use. So all the buildings that I'm making don't necessarily have a specific purpose or function. They're literally used as just a background. So you can kind of make them however you want. It's just to give the illusion of a city backdrop, and I think that's all we wanted to do. So like one kind of looks like a cafe, one looks like maybe the electronics shop, and then a plant shop, but it's not like I've specifically said, okay, this is, you know, the flower shop. It's just random things to make, when you look at it from afar, it all looks like a downtown street, and that's really what I was going for here. At that point, you might have noticed a little bit of jump. There was a little bit of footage missing, but overall, it didn't really affect too much of the build, so we kept going. But I do want, this is kind of going to be the outdoor cafe section of the build, so the only parts you really missed were me placing, of course, my beloved wooden partitions at the front of it, and then I just added some storefronts to the right side of it, to the last building. So we're just going to create a little outdoor cafe and then kind of enclose it with all the castle walls, which I think looks really cool in the end. And I specifically chose as many blues as I could for this build, just because to go with the Festivale, my color that I was assigned, the blue, I wanted to kind of tie that in as much as possible. So that's why you kind of notice, like, when I had a choice, I always went for the blue version of things. it's always good to stand back, look at your build, and adjust if needed. And I say that advice almost in every build, and it's true. Just step back, look, and see if you need to adjust anything. And now finally we're gonna actually place some Festivale furniture halfway through the build. Go figure. And my whole idea for this build really was to kind of say, you know, here's a downtown city and they're celebrating, you know, Festivale or Mardi Gras or whatever, and just kind of like what a city would kind of decorate for that event. So that was kind of when you get CityCore for this kind of challenge, it's like I don't really have a lot of options to go with. So it was basically all the businesses just kind of decorate in the same Festivale kind of, you know, decorations. So that was the basic concept for this build. Again, now just trying to round out some of the buildings, trying to hide some of the flaws in it. That's always what you want to do, is cover up things that don't look quite right. There's a little tip for you. Just kind of, you know, hide the imperfections. And just kind of the more things you add on top, the more layers you add, it helps sell the illusion a little bit better, right? So that's what I'm doing here, just kind of adding some stuff to kind of, you know, the things that don't look so much like a city building, kind of make them look, you don't really notice them as much if you keep piling stuff on top. Finally, we're going to use some more Festivale items. These are actually my favorite, and the garland I actually use, depending on my island, I use regularly because I love when they're all lit up. They work perfectly for a land bridge. There's a lot of places to use them, and I do use them actually frequently. I decided to throw Able Sisters into the build as well, just to kind of add that one real building. I was actually going to do Nook's Cranny, but on this island, it hasn't upgraded, so it'd still be the little version, so I thought it would look kind of funny, so I chose Abel's instead, and I actually really like the way Abel's turned out here. So this island I'm doing this build on is actually currently completely empty. So this is literally the only build on it. And so, I mean, it looks a little funny out in the middle of nowhere, just as one. I don't even have any trees on this island or anything. It's completely flattened. So, yeah, it looks a little funny, but if this was your actual island and you had a lot of stuff around it, I think it would look a lot better. But I still think overall, you know, say it was your first build of the island and you were doing a CityCore island, I think it's a good start. And then you could keep going and build onto the city, like keep extending your roads, especially make some like diagonal roads and stuff like that. Definitely adds a lot of character to your CityCore build. So definitely, I know a lot of people seem to be afraid of CityCore. I love CityCore personally, and I think it's just a lot of fun you can play with, and I don't know, I definitely recommend it. I think if you've never tried it, definitely try it. The codes for the roads and the brick path or whatever that I'm using are going to be in the description. They're both made by actually Honeyland Horizon, and I love them. So if you're looking for any. She's got the roads in different seasons as well, so she's got ones without the snow, so definitely check those codes out for sure. Now here in the cafe, I'm setting up, and I'm gonna just mix up the tables. I did 2 white table and chairs, and I'm gonna do 2 blue table and chairs, and just kind of mix with what the colors of the backdrop of the cafe are. Looking back after, I kind of wish I did mix them up more, like put like the blue table with the white chairs. I think it would look a lot cooler, but you know, there's always things you can change in a build, right? So if I had to go back right now, that would be one thing I would probably change. I think it would just kind of add a little bit more to it. And now we're going to use the Festivale lamps. Lamps. These I actually really like too. And they kind of go like this. If this is our plant shop, I think they kind of go with that as well. The drum was the item I was most concerned about. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I kind of just made it if it was like a street performer, and he was playing the drum on the street, you know, maybe either throw some coins his way. So I ended up putting a little bucket next to him where they'd collect their coins or money or tips or whatever. So I thought that was, you know, a cool little touch, because like the drum, really, what else was I gonna do with it? Unless I was gonna make a whole band music area, so. But I think just one little drum, you know, I think it turned out really cool. Now on the stalls, it was more just like a, you know, stand. They were selling some merchandise from the festival kind of thing. That was my idea behind that. And then the balloons, again, just decorating Able Sisters. It was the last item I had was the balloons, that I was like, oh yeah, the balloons. I almost forgot about them, to be honest with you. And I actually really like the balloons too, because they light up and they're beautiful. So I thought, okay, I have no festival decorations in front of Able, so we'll throw them there. And I actually think they look really good. And you'll also notice the vehicles I'm putting on the street just happen to all be blue, or different shades of blue, obviously done on purpose. Alright, so we just moved into the nighttime so we could see how the build looks in the night, because the Festivale items look so great, because most of them are lit up. So here we have the start of it. Now, again, everything is pretty indescript. It's just basically I wanted to create a CityCore backdrop where we could use the Festivale items. But I think it turned out really great. I just wanted to show what you could kind of do to spruce up your CityCore cityscape. And, you know, if you have a festival in town, to kind of make everything look really pretty. I actually really love the blue variant, so I'm quite happy that was what I was chosen to use. And I think it turned out really cool. I love the little restaurant here, the little outdoor cafe. Totally come eat here. The festival stuff, like the blue especially, looks so beautiful lit up. I love it so much. And that is gonna be the build. We just kind of ended off here. The balloons are great too. So yeah, you can see that you can easily place the festival items around and make them work in different settings. And I think it turned out really cool. Are you planning on using the festival items this year? Let me know in the comments below. And what's your favorite color variant? I'd love to know. Don't forget to check out the other creators. Their links will be in the description below. I can't wait to see what they came up with. So thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.